Hey everyone, today I'm going to show you how to make sugar cookies that are decorated like conversation hearts. So the first thing you're going to need to do is to bake some sugar cookies. Doesn't matter which recipe you use. I know most people have a favorite cookie recipe. I am also thinking that you could probably use just about any cookie, as long as it's fairly flat on the top, although the icing may not be perfectly smooth. The next thing you're going to do is make some royal icing. So the recipe I used was 4 cups of powdered sugar, and you're going to want to sift that, 3 tablespoons of meringue powder, and 9 to 10 tablespoons of room temperature water. I think I ended up adding a little bit more water. You're just going to want a kind of runny consistency. Now, the next step is to take, if you have piping bags, now's the time to use them. If you don't have piping bags, you can use a good old Ziploc bag and just cut the tip of it off. So, once we have our cookies, they're all dry, we have our icing, it's all made. I have it in the bag, and we are going to pipe our cookies. So, what we're going to do is make an outline, and then we are going to flood the middle of it. So, I have learned that it takes a few tries to get it right, but as long as you keep an even pressure and you just keep going, you can do it pretty well. Now, this has taken me quite a few tries. So, if it's not perfect your first time, that's okay. See, I just messed up right there, but that's all right. You're going to want to kind of be conscious of how you're holding the bag. I know that's made a difference. If you can keep that pressure the same all the time. And this is called flooding it, and it's where we just fill that middle with some more icing. So I'm going to go just around in the same shape I did at first. We're going to fill the entire cookie. Now, as you can see, it's not quite perfect, which it doesn't have to be. I used the bag a little bit to kind of add some icing to spots, but you can also use just a toothpick and kind of smooth out some spots, or pop air bubbles if you have them. So once we did that, I'm going to give it a shake, because this helps flatten out the icing, and it will also bring all air bubbles kind of to the surface there. So we have our cookie. I'm going to do it once more. So I noticed sometimes there gets extra icing on the side of the bag. So I just make sure I wipe it off. If I was smart, I would have brought paper towels with me, but I didn't. So here we are. I'm just using the parchment paper that I put down. So again, we are going to flood it after we do the outline. So here we go on the flood. Again, just try to always keep it moving and to apply even pressure. And if it's not 100% perfect, no one really cares. The important thing is that you're trying something new, and that's fun. So I'm going to swirl that around with just the tip of my bag. Might have made it worse, but hey, we're all just learning. All having a good time. Okay, so, and I noticed that over here doesn't have quite as much as I want it to have, so I'm just going to add some more. And this will all get evened out when I do my little shake. So just a little more right there. And give it that shake, which I find endlessly funny. I used to think when I watched like royal icing videos that was just kind of ridiculous, but it actually really helps out. So there are our cookies. Now I have some that I already iced, and I let them dry a little bit. You can pipe the writing part on it when it's wet or dry. I like it when it's dry just so it has a little bit of a stable base. I made a more red colored icing to pipe on my saying, but you could also use something like this, which is a edible color marker. It just has food coloring in it. If you're going to use this, make sure you wait until your icing is completely dry, and that takes about 2 hours, but if you don't, then it'll kind of break through the top dried part of your icing and create a hole. Trust me, I learned it the hard way. So I'm gonna get my icing bag and I'm going to try to write XOXO on this. So, nope, started with an O. That's okay. Didn't go quite how I wanted, but you know what? Hey, that's all right. Not quite what I set out to be, but that's, hey, we're only human. Now I'm going to try I love you. Let's see how that one goes. Have to remember what I'm actually spelling. There we go. See, this one's coming out better already. And if you miss a little spot, just feel free to go back over it. And you can realistically write anything you want. See how I kind of messed up there? This is where I'm going to take that toothpick and just kind of try and clean it up a little bit. Again, if it happens, no biggie. So I'll get my icing back and go over that again. There we go. And just like when you're doing the other icing, just a nice even pressure and always keep your bag moving. So there we go. There is a love you one. And that came out how I wanted it to. So here are our final cookies. So this is how you make a conversation heart sugar cookie. Thanks for watching.